straight up yebeko Newton Lartey ho na yehwe Croatia tactics no et say new why krado a yetio
good morning. Now,
good morning.
Big game no Ebasone Modica Bobo so a quite cheaper. So
yeah.
Cherry Bebre and share how a game no everything call. But of course, you can't game where you are now. You can't a certain big boy and look at Modric for Croatia. Two different generations and over to me home. I mean Modric has been the leader of the Croats. Some a new generation. Sorry, I'm more picky in 2018. We can't line up Messi also. Lead Argentina in this particular generation, but on about quickly and go through start few ones be regarded so important in the course of the game. No, so we come back Accra 9 knockout games are Croatia on about 8 of them. I'm not pushing game no at the extra times. Who do rightly made mention of that? Croatia could do that stage no dia or person pushing game no at the extra time. It means I was show more struggle. So 2018 in Russia and France and make it justice within the 90 minutes at the Croatia for now. That has been the only time out of the 9 knockout games Croatia to me are rich, or more anti and progressive game now and drew extra time. So they'll be coming once again and we saw that against Japan. We also saw that recently against the Brazilians in the quarterfinal at Medu stage. So these guys have always been resolute and resilient. So now we show within 90 minutes. Struggle pa. So also got further. Now just say this is another starter. I bet me I favor Croats so well, and I even heard say now who do bob so a beer on just another country. Me the 4th time. At me, I caught the final and then, of course, another final in succession. So, overcome back at 1934-38, that happened with Italy being the first nation or set that record. No, or final in 1934, 1938, no, also hobby. Ubenya Netherlands 3 times. 1974-78, of course, Ubenya Germany 3 times, like I wanted to say, in 1982, 86, and then Italian 90. So Croatia, being the 4th nation after Germany, Netherlands, and then, of course, Italy back in 1934-38, Umbeki that record no. But it means 2 different tournaments, 4 years, and yaba. 2 generations are about back on me a transition so well about the current version of the tournament, and Croatia also episode make that same record be. But when say these guys have been really doing some massive job. Our Qatar how Mushomu goes. It would surprise you to know that they've considered just 2 goals per tournament. Koso and I say Russia en route to this stage. Just 2 goals, and I consider 1 against Japan, 1 against a certain Australia. So Osha. How Croatia for almost show team no always almost free flanks no and how they really put some balls at the back of net on about so analyze it means Argentina Juma so much. One thing I so say now look at something here. It might feel say Croatia for moment a defender, but that is not the case here. And your Croatia they defended, but rather Croatia for no attack. Now it was down to this error from Hutchinson after say ball no Cocodino. It was a time of clearance. You should know this basic principle. But Hutchinson made sure it's a ball no ebe deceiving. So who said ball no? It was a 10-over 50-50, and Canada for Lusu ball no. They lost the ball midway through attacking transitions. Omo Kwakoshe Croatia for no, and when about Omo Lusu ball no around the zone. Now talk about these 2 players here. So it was 2 against 1, and that is what they can always be doing against you. It was 2 against 1. So I thought Hutchinson should have closed the ball, because at that point, how do you deal with 2 players if indeed Opesa control ball not at your feet as I decided? But at that point, space but how do you close it if only you are here? We are talking a big space, and that is 2 against 1. And it also means that Croatia for the counter-attacking situations will be good. At this point, say the rest of the players, are more here. They are all in the attacking transition, and now 2 players in the final third. So it got to a timer. That's a Canada back consider. So after Hutchinson lost the ball midway, like I said earlier, say clear ball, no, Croatia made sure say when about attack it quickly, and it became 2 against 1. I mean, the goalkeeper had nothing to do. But if indeed Argentina person will stay in the game, and now one, they should really watch out in the attacking transitions. They should always be thinking of defensive transitions in turnovers. Now look at something here. Canada also made some big error. You have about 4, 5, 6, 7 players here. But how can you just leave this space for this guy? Especially, this is a World Cup where every single mistake is punishable. So it's two players here, but 1-on-1. And when me and defending who he lost the ball to Perisic. Perisic, if such ball to 29 right, it means I keep saying it's a ball, and as a goal, you're considering in sequences. So he lost the ball here on 1-on-1 duels. But this is the marking they are doing here. About the same one, you are given the chance to concede. So you have about 4 players here, but none of them is in a position to win this ball. How do you defend this way? This is how Canada defended against this goal, and they conceded. And I am so sure Argentina will be analyzing the strength of this Croats. If indeed 1% or more chance, they will be doing it. So he controlled the ball, brought it down to the left foot, and Sana all switch at the lower bottom of the goalpost. From that striker, in Andre Kramaric. Good striker, even though in the European football, Onisro, to say the other strikers in the better. But for Croats, he's doing the job, quality job, he's been doing it for them. This is the 3rd time Croatia able the ball from the wide areas. From the wide areas. This is their trick. They always maneuver their way through the wings. And Sanoma cut back, either behind the box or with a cross. So, in this circumstance, this is something I can show you here. Anytime we are Croatia for the ball, they have shorter options around the box. So they need some quality pass to get through. It means there are so many options here. This is the Croats. But indeed, if a person decides to call with a crosser, it's also possible at this position. And this is what Argentina would have to take care of. 2 players are receiving the ball in the box, but the guy in possession here in Brozovic has about 4 players in short distances on the team receiving ball. But you see, they sustain the pressure. So, usually when they get closer to the box, it's like I told you, they are picking a cross or a short pass. It means they have a high value chance of scoring from any angle. So when you do box on either a cross or a short pass, they have players from here very, very flamboyant. And you also saw that goal. From the wide areas, they will come closer into the box. No matter finish a chance. I am sure the Argentine Scaloni or more manager about analyzing these particular situations. And this is Luka Modric. I mean, how can you leave this guy in here? But Japan is here, but Japan are not here. This is another question. Obebusa who say, are they really defending? How many players can you count here? And your players be brave or pitch, so, but your players are dangerous, and you can saw my ball come home. Luka Modric, whenever he gets closer to the box, happens to be one of those players where he's so much dangerous. And now that is the circumstance. Even though Gonda Shushi, that 33-year goalie for Japan, made sure it's a ball, it's be end top target. But look at the defensive frailties that you find around the box. This is not how you defend at that stage of the World Cup. And Croatia made sure say some attack ain't me a chance in shot. Luka Modric, one of the best shooters in the game, will test she going down from that distance. And it's been working for them perfectly. Against Japan, they were always creating the chances in tandem. So one of the situations I was also say you can't Japan attack there. How they defend. How many players can you count here? The defense has to stay compact. That is a back four. But we are asking a question. Are they in compact? How about the spaces? So say, share at the end closely. Alphonso Davies' position is very, very crucial. That is the goal scorer. But nobody caters for the movement. And if indeed Alphonso Davies can move from this angle and closer to the box without anybody having a clear view of what is happening here, it means if indeed say Croatia 4% will stay in the game now, they should be really careful in dealing with man-marking situations. So that is Alphonso Davies. And the position now is so tight. Say Croatia for a some more money so. But at the end of the day, Alphonso Davies making sure it's a ball way on the better net. And that was the goal Croatia conceded from the Canadians. That game not ended in 4-1. But that one goal they conceded in Sembebre at the chair or more Croatia for and these are the situations that it requires Udidi grow around the box. So, Fonso, really, when you're durable, say a fat ball was throw, he's not good. But for him to travel all these distances, get closer to the box, so say the person is getting closer to the box and that he has to be marked out. This is my problem. How is everybody focusing on the source of the ball? These are principal questions we ask in defensive transitions. Area, but how many people are focusing, concentrating around this box? Obia attention or the source of the ball, but the destination is equally important. That is Alphonso Davies edging closer and closer to the box, and the pity part of the goal, no, all connected with the in the midst of two quality defenders for Croatia. So who go here? Even though I've told you so, I consider goals too and route to this stage, but those two goals, you know, a lot of things have to be done if indeed on person progress it's here the Argentines. And the other goal was also considered against the Japanese, and it was also a cross. That is something so important. Canada goal, no one say free cross. This Japan goal also so a free cross. So what is really happening? First of all, when we say I'm call for indirect corner and then sharp within the box, nobody is really organizing anyone in the box. But Croatia really need a real organizer and leader in their back line, if indeed one person will progress here. So afterwards, there's one question I keep asking. How many players can you count here? But what is the main structure within the box? Who is defending who? Who is marking out who? But Croatia, for now, there are about 8 players here in the box. The only aim of the bad defense is to protect Dominic Livakovic. But what is happening here? Japan gave them an indirect corner, made sure some back connected. I hit the ball at the back of the net. I can't see them organizing here. Compare this one to the goal they considered against Canada. And you can see, say, born from China, they struggle to keep tidy their box. And how long can you give Lionel Messi such chances? Argentina are one of the best countries on producing football. Now, first of all, the position of Messi, nobody really controlled any affair. So from midfield here, they gave this chance to Messi to connect to Molina around the edge of the box. This is the situation now. Argentina did on first goal against the Netherlands. So I can't say Brady show. When you say go, no, you're showing simple, but and yes, simple, sir. You first of all, how many players can you count around Lionel Messi? 3. That is the Dutch system, 3-5-2 system from Louis van Gaal. 3 players here, and then 3 players around the box too. So 2 players connected in the midst of 6 players. What is the organizational skills of the side? We all know, say, almost set it up in a low block, but yet it's not an attacker. It's a certain youngster in Molina, and all connected to Lionel Messi pass, and that was so obvious. Say, one-on-one with the situations. I mean, Virgil van Dijk was so late in defending Howambe, and you know, Argentina play wider more often whenever they get closer to the box. And Denzel Dumfries was so late, and they gave the chance to Messi in Argentina. So usually the point I am trying to make here is that Argentina attack here. The main focus of their team has always been Lionel Messi. And so I shall have a chance to say criteria. You've seen that against certain teams like the Netherlands, how Argentina connected a box on him. Anytime be a Messi position, you know, and it's so vital for them. He's the main man. I mean, if Messi or why now show game in the man? I will side, you know, was set up. So I can say, game be now before I continue, no, but just to tell you something. You can't be giving this space to the Argentines. And it was like a situation, or more gifty or more. It was 2 for 2 here. That is 2 for 2. But how do you close them down? Messi is here, Otamendi is here. Obviously, there's someone on the brain or so, a certain Lionel Messi. In my opinion, the greatest ever player, that is him. So how do you leave him unmarked? Meanwhile, 2 players from Australia are here. The wing back, the defender, they've all fallen back deep into the box. But trust me, none of them is concentrating on what's really happening in the box. I mean, you can't give these chances to Lionel Messi. He is not like Tony Martinez. That is not Dybala. He is Lionel Messi. Around the box were very dangerous, especially from open play where tension or form. And Argentina continue to press. Apart from creating chances, this is another side of pressing. So it is 2 against 3. Involve the goalkeeper. That is the situation. Anytime Biana will analyze a boy, a builder from the back, the goalkeeper is equally important. That is a back 3. But trust me, it was Rodrigo De Paul and then Julian Alvarez. This guy plays for Manchester City and he understands the trigger to press situation. When a ball in the corner why I'm pressing, he understands it perfectly. And they did that against the Australians. And how they scored that goal, if it had been Lautaro Martinez, I'm sure I could touch the ball about 3 times, but 2 against 3. About almost pressing almost edge ball. These situations I expected today against the Croats. And one touch ball twice. He never even thought of, having a second touch to the situation. So apart from building up from the back, through short passing sequences, they can also press in situations that feeling so make me win a ball back at me decided the fate of the game. And look at this, for God's sake, how can you miss this? Attracting all the pressure before releasing you. Messi is keeping about 4 or 5 players here, making sure that Lautaro Martinez will have the freedom to score from this angle. For God's sake, how can you do this? This is a striker who has been brought to the World Cup to do magic and augment the perfect Lionel Messi, but he got this chance and he blew it off the bar. This can't happen in this stage against the Croats. Also a chance where we do halfway, they will punish you. And look at his frustration. But statistically, against Brazil, we can take some clue out of it. 34.1% of the attacking transitions fell on the down left channel. That is Bonasosa's position. A youngster Bona Sosa, and it would deceive you. Say, Netford Brozovic na ya bomb abasuna. They complement and they add only 18.7% of the attacking transitions. 18. That is the reality. 18.7, and the rest falls for Juranovic at right back, 47.2. So it means, Croatia for no call against this evidence is from the Brazil game. The right side no more, the left side no more. In fact, what it means, no, you're quite mature to be. Born on so they do a lot of circulations and it falls like a pyramid attack. Who say attack in here through Kramarch, but method and a tick, no more circulating. So the circulation is based, a fall it is a pyramid. Now attacking that is how they attack. Through the left and then the right channels. The corridor is always empty. They don't keep much balls here because that is Luka Modric. And what didn't you brain and what the jab also. And that is the passing network that can be taken out of that starting earlier. And I told you say a fall it is a pyramid. They try to build up here and they circulate through Bonasosa's position. So average position of a right back that is here. The position of this guy, Pastor Juranovic, it's here. But because Omoye parts and prominent key members of the attacking transition, so look at their position here. They are always here trying to receive the ball out wide. Nahani are very dominant. The number 11, the number 10, Modric, and then Brozovic. These are the positions. That is the preparation area. The zone of preparation for the Croats. So look at that start here. 419 passes from open play. Brozovic in this tournament and a lead. And from attacking sequences, he's been involved 22 times for the Croats. Luka Modric, another person, and also 39 recoveries. At what age? That is up to all of us. But 39 recoveries. Recoveries are moments are born also about team side. He's been doing that 39 times. That is the kind of job he did against Brazilians and now almost pressing. And the other member of the trio in midfield here is a certain Kovacic. He's made some 15 different tackles. Quality job in there. So, I said the best attacking trio in this World Cup happens to be these guys. Open play passing sequences, you have Brozovic in there. Attacking involvements, you still have him. Look at the 39 recoveries, tackles 15 times from a certain Kovacic. And expectedly, he can assist 1.09 chances through the course of the game in 90 minutes. So midfield in here very strong, but they don't stay on the ball. They usually try to, distribute and circulate the balls out wide to Bona Sosa, Juranovic, Mario Pasalic, and of course, Perisic. This guy has always been playing as a quality wing back. So that is the kind of nature Croats for no ever game. Now talking about something, Argentina are a very strong team. But every single strong team, over certain weaknesses. Team. How many players can you count here? And I am telling you, the error from the defense can never be forgiven. That is the only player I told you. That is Wout Weghorst for the Netherlands against 3 players. Now, I'm going to consider this header. So the reality is that nobody dealt with a cross-set ball, and at the time I ball in the bedroom box, nobody absolutely dealt properly with the ball. But one thing I keep saying is there are 2 situations I compare and I say analyze it in crosses, the source and the destination. For the source, it has to be stronger in blocks. The timely has to be good. So time now they call block ball in your good. You later you can't block it. Two block ball I saw it and the destination of the ball. No, you need to be aware. You need to concentrate. Okay. How many players are off through their awareness? They are not concentrating. 3 against 1. But Wout Weghorst had other ideas, connected beautifully and hated them. And if this guy was brought from the bench, but they knew, so some critical on a fan at the bar, Argentina for. And this set piece happens to be one of the best set pieces. But I mean, in the local scene, Legon City's our set piece, Bakubia, there be a Metuan Mayana Meshe, and so forth. But this type of set piece, no matter how you prepare, you can never have an idea as to how you can defend that. But so, free and China by
based on this, also Obey saying, why now GDS is winning tonight?
On about Rabio.
Mr. Why now GDS numere or winning?
Yes, I think Argentina would progress.
Okay.
Or a very strong quarterfinal, a hardened quarterfinalist. Anytime they get to this stage, they have never gotten back. Progress final.
Okay.
That is there. Don't forget, a part of the early bets in terms of the World Cup. They've always been here. But could do quarterfinal and Kwadi progress final. I think Argentina will progress. But they need to do a lot of things. Thank
you very much, Newton Lartey, and attending.